This episode of Lifehacker is brought to you by the National Campaign Against Drunk Driving.
Welcome back to Lifehacker's summer series. Here is what we're talking about this week. We'll show you how to hack your Wii to run Homebrew software in only a couple of minutes, employ a few tricks to survive a crappy job, learn how to eat like a foodie on a budget, and more. So let's get started.
Hacking your Wii for Homebrew has always been a pretty involved process, but now it's a lot easier with a new tool called Letterbomb. We're going to take a look at how it works and walk you through the entire process so you can have Homebrew on your Wii in under 5 minutes. To do this, you're going to need a couple of things. First, a Nintendo Wii, obviously, but make sure it's running System Menu 4.3. You'll also need an SD or SDHC card with some free space. It can have other stuff on it, but just make sure there's a little bit of free space on it too. So first things first, we need to find your Wii's MAC address. Go to your Wii's home screen and click the Wii Options button. Once it loads, choose Wii Settings. From there, navigate to the second page and click the Internet button. Finally, click the Console button and you'll have your Wii's MAC address. Either write this down or just leave it up on the screen. Now get on your computer and go to http://please.hackme, that's me with 2 I's, .com. and enter your Wii's MAC address. You'll also need to type in what you see in the CAPTCHA image. Once you've filled both things out, cut the red or the blue wire, it doesn't really matter. This will generate a letterbomb.zip file that will start downloading. Now insert your SD or SDHC card into your computer because we're going to need to copy some files onto it. First, unzip the letterbomb.zip file on your computer. Next, drag the contents of the zip to your SD or SDHC card. When it's done copying, eject it and put it in your Wii. Okay, so back on the Wii, head on over to the Wii Message Center. There's going to be a new message for you with a bomb on it. But where that message is going to be will depend on your time zone and when you generated the zip file we just dealt with earlier. In most cases, it will be in yesterday's mail, but it could be today or a couple days ago. You'll know when you see it, it's going to have a really big bomb on it. When you are ready to pull the trigger, just click on the Letterbomb message icon. The process will take a few minutes, but be patient. You'll have a hacked Wii when it's done. Now you'll have the option of installing BootMe and the Homebrew channel. To do this, just choose the options on screen to install where you want to install, and you'll pretty much be able to run anything you want on your Wii. That's all there is to it.
He's peppy.
See.
This week on Lifehacker, we learned how to deal with a terrible job. If it's not practical to find new work but your current job's getting you down, we pulled together some basic tips you can follow to try and make the most of it. Getting some perspective in your life, making friends with coworkers, and even taking a pay cut to give yourself more flexibility can go a long way toward workplace survival. Don't make yourself completely miserable though. If things aren't likely to change, it's probably time to start looking for a new job. Next up, Milani ran down why she uses an exercise ball instead of an office chair. The debate between office chairs and exercise balls has raged for years, and experts are split on whether sitting on a ball all day actually provides any health benefits. Ultimately though, Mel found that her exercise balls stimulated her thinking, provided a little exercise, and helped her posture. In this week's Night School, Adam and Whitson ran down everything you'd ever want to know about home networking and routers. We learned how to choose hardware, set up the router, maximize speed and wireless signal, and even access your home computer from any computer outside your network. Each of the 5 lessons are packed with details no matter what operating system you're on, so if you're in the market for a new router or you're just interested in learning more about networking, be sure to check it out. Finally, a post for food lovers. Milani ran down how to eat like a foodie on the cheap. For example, knowing some basic cooking techniques like braising and slow cooking can help you make the most of cheaper meats, and joining CSAs can give you a bunch of fresh vegetables on the cheap while supporting local farmers. Hit the link for more details.
Delicious popcorn!
It's time for the downloads of the day. Let's see what we've got. If you're really forgetful about your bills, Chronicle Mini for Mac is a free bill tracker that sits in your menu bar. It can remind you when you have bills to pay and take you to the payment sites with just one click. Text Grabber for iPhone does one thing well. It recognizes text in a picture you take or already have on your device and turns it into actual digital text. In our tests, it was the best of the optical character recognition apps in the App Store. For both Android and iPhone, we've got Fast Customer. If you need to call customer service and speak to an actual person, you just tell it who you need to get a hold of, and it'll call you back when it has a person on the line. Lastly, we've got a couple of things for Google Chrome. First, tabs to the front automatically focuses on the new tab when you right-click a link. If you get annoyed with how Chrome relegates links to background tabs, this extension is for you. Second, Find That Band adds a handy lookup tool to your right-click menu. Just select a band's name in any text on your browser, right-click, and choose the service you want to use to search for information on that particular artist.
The police will be out in force August 19th to September 5th in a nationwide effort to crack down on impaired driving. Don't put yourself and others in danger or risk the terrible legal repercussions. It seems like a no-brainer, but each year nearly 12,000 people die on our roads due to impaired driving, and each death could have been prevented. A record number of law enforcement and highway safety officials across the nation will be taking part in looking for drunk drivers day and night to make the roads safer for the rest of us. So do yourself and everyone else a favor. Drive sober or get pulled over.
This week on YouTube, we learned a couple of new tricks for iOS. We detailed how to send video emails using the iPhone 4's cameras, along with how to send several photos in a single email. iOS 4 has an artificial limit that kicks in if you're trying to email more than 5 photos at a time, but if you copy and paste extra videos or images, you can email as many as you want. For Windows users, we showed off a different way to switch tabs. Most people know that Alt-Tab cycles through open applications, but if you just hit Alt-Escape, it will jump directly to the next application in the order it was opened. That's it for this week, and that's also it for the Lifehacker Summer Series. Next week we'll be starting back up with the full Lifehacker show, so we'll see you next time.